In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to edit part of an image by capturing the color that you want to focus on, such as in this image, the blue sky. Right, I've opened an image up in Photoshop. If you want to enable the Camera Raw filter, which we're going to need, go to Filter along the top and find Camera Raw filter, and that will allow you to edit the RAW file using the more powerful RAW features. Now, up the right hand side where the main options are, find the circle that looks perforated called masking. Click on that. Now we're going to create a new mask, and the options are listed underneath. We want to find one called color range. Click on that, and you get some options now which will just affect the color range that I am about to specify. If you move the cursor over the image, it becomes an eyedropper. Okay, so I need to sample the color that I want to play with. And the best way to do it, in my opinion, is to hold down the left mouse button, keep it held down, and drag it across the image to create a sort of block or rectangle like this. And I'm trying to cover as many of the blues as possible to help Photoshop sample which blues I want to include. Let go. And there we are. It's found all the blues which were similar in color to the ones that I captured in that area. Now, I'm very happy with that. Excuse me. So I'm going to turn the overlay off, and I'm going to show you another little trick, especially for skies. Okay, now I don't want to change the hue or saturation of this. So I'm going to actually choose the white balance temperature, the color about 2/3 of the way down, and I'm going to slide it and make the sky colder and more blue. Now my Fuji camera tends to make blues a little bit too cyan, and that's done a much better job at giving me a more satisfactory blue sky. Okay, next I'm going to have a go at fixing the green grass. So I'm going to create a new mask right near the top. I'm going to do color range again, and I'm going to sample part of the grass, something like that. Now you'll notice here that it's caught some of the castle. Now you can fix this a few different ways. You go back to the right hand panel and find a refine slider here. You can move it left and right, and it may decide to remove some of your selection or may add to it. So I'm going to move it as far to the left as I can, and I'm quite happy with that, except for the castle. So one of the options you can do once you create a mask is subtract from it. You go up to this panel here, click on the option which says subtract, and I'm going to brush out the castle. The brush settings are about 1/3 of the way down, and if you just want to brush something like an eraser, I would set flow and density to both to 100. Now I'm just going to remove this purple overlay from the castle, so that when I play with the foreground, the greens, it does not affect the castle. It must obviously have some green in it. Okay, so I've happily brushed that out, and now I'm going to dismiss the overlay so it doesn't show, and I'm just going to raise the brightness, the exposure of the green just a tad, and bring the shadows up. And when I'm happy with that, I can then go back to the main edit at the very top, the right hand side, and then resume editing the main image. So that's how to edit part of an image by specifying the color, such as sky or say grass.